I am Sherry Griffith, your virtual specialist for middle grades health and physical education. In this webinar series, we will be focusing on strategies for accommodating learners. The content of this presentation is aligned to the State of Georgia's Teacher Keys Effectiveness System for Performance Standards 2, 3, 4, and 8. Instructional planning, instructional strategies, differentiated instruction, and academically challenging environment. The purpose of this webinar series is to help educators to accommodate learners' differences in needs while facilitating instruction. This includes using effective strategies and resources during instructional planning, using relevant research-based instructional strategies to engage students and to facilitate the students' acquisition of key knowledge and skills, to provide appropriate content for developing skills and for differentiating instruction which challenges and supports each student's learning, and for creating a student-centered academic environment in which teaching and learning occur at high levels and students are self-directed learners. In this session, we will be focusing on strategies that help students make meaningful connections between math content and physical education content, while helping the students to demonstrate competency in a variety of motor skills and movement patterns, helping the students to apply knowledge of concepts, principles, strategies, and tactics to perform movement patterns and movement combinations, and helping students to demonstrate competency in a variety of manipulative skills such as throwing, catching, striking, dribbling with control, dribbling while traveling, and passing. In this session, we will also be focusing on utilizing math content such as graphing and calculating to help students track activity and progress in order for the students to demonstrate knowledge and skills which help them to achieve and maintain a health-enhancing level of physical activity and fitness, as well as to help students to analyze their results and make indicated adjustments to contribute to the improvement in components of the Georgia Fitness Assessment Program, increase time spent in moderate to vigorous physical activity, and to demonstrate the components of the FIT principle.
Top 5! Top 5! Top 5! Top 5! Top 5!
Number 4 on the list of my top 5 math content integration ideas includes calculating heart rates. It is very important that students are conscientiously identifying how physical activity benefits personal health and that they intentionally investigate ways to increase levels of moderate and vigorous physical activity while they have the opportunity to do so in class. Some physical activity is almost always going to be of vigorous intensity, such as playing tag or other small-sided games, which allow students to demonstrate a variety of motor skills, movement patterns, and movement combinations. Students should be aware of and continually identify the physiological indicators that accompany moderate to vigorous physical activities, such as feeling hot, being thirsty or sweaty, experiencing an increased heart rate, and/or heavy breathing, not only for safety purposes, but especially to be armored with the knowledge and the lifelong learning skills to help them to achieve and maintain a health-enhancing level of physical activity and fitness. Instructors should plan to facilitate learning opportunities in which students are able to identify which physical activities contribute to fitness, for students to be able to plan to address ways to use those physical activities to enhance fitness, and for students to have the opportunity to be able to apply this knowledge while participating. One conventional and relevant instructional strategy for supporting students' acquisition of these key skills and knowledge is by planning for students to calculate, monitor, and analyze their heart rates before, during, and after participating in moderate to vigorous physical activity. While planning for students to calculate, monitor, and analyze their heart rates, instructors should make certain that students are able to take their pulse, identify their resting and target heart rates, and also be able to recognize and compare the difference between resting heart rate and the heart rate after vigorous activity. In my classroom, many lessons are facilitated while having combined classes to sit together on the 3-point line after having the opportunity to use the locker room, which is also an opportune moment to learn how to take their pulse and to calculate their resting heart rates. Students are presented with instructional media such as a short video, during which time students independently attempt to practice the skills while viewing. Afterwards, the whole group practices locating their own pulse by placing their pointer finger and middle fingers on the inside of their opposite wrist, just below their thumbs. Students are then directed to count the beats to calculate their heart rates while resting in their seated positions. Once told to begin, students count the beats for 6 seconds and then are told to multiply by 10 to calculate the beats per minute. Students are also afforded the opportunity to locate their pulse by placing their pointer finger and middle fingers below their chin, next to their windpipe, to find their pulse and to repeat the same activity, and to compare their results to the pulse taken at the wrist. Students identify their preferred method of taking their pulse once the instructor has ensured that all students were successful in doing so. Please visit the Georgia Department of Education community website at community.gadoe.org for more helpful tips to collaborate, connect, share thoughts, or resources for teachers and administrators. Thank you for viewing, and we hope you enjoyed our